Greetings, fam. How's everyone today? I just got some messages meditating I want to pass on to y'all. I have to pass this on. The people who control the ways, the airways, hey, do what you have to do. I'm doing what I have to do. This is the message. For those who didn't know, America has been under martial law many, many, many years. If you do not have your nationality, meaning you don't have your national descent name, you are enemy of the state. If you do not have your national descent name, you're an enemy of the state. Now, to find out what that means, this is not the time to tell you. The reason why the invaders can use our resources like a bottomless pit, a bank with a bottomless pit, is because it's not theirs. It's not their money, it's not their resources, it's not their land. They're only here to take and share it with whoever they want. Because when they share it on the books, they can get a kickback, meaning they get something back off the books. So it's just just like in the 20s when they allowed the only Europeans to come here. It's just a land grab. That's all. Something to benefit them as a people. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So now they're trying to make the appearance that it's a multicultural country. And those who they're making alliances with, they're just as much criminals as they are. That's why they can make an alliance with. You only make alliance with people who are like you. You only make alliances with people who are like you. So don't expect these people to do anything different from what the alliances are doing. I'm going to say this again because I think it went over somebody's head. Don't be shocked by money going to everybody but you, the indigenous people. Don't be surprised at it because that's why they're here. To rape, pillage, whatever they can, and under the pretense of helping everybody else. In other words, we got our hands full. Let me give you some. And that way you're going to feel indebted to me and become my slave too. So he enslaves you with gifts. How can this richest country, because of the richest people, the richest resources, be so undeveloped? Speaking of the people being such a low undevelopment state. Let me dwell on that for a minute. You know, when I went to Europe, those people that have very high intelligence, they have a very high intelligence. They know you are foreigners, you don't speak their language, and it's not taught as much. But they still work with you and talk with you. They have respect for you as indigenous people. Europe almost worship you as indigenous people from America. They do. Canada's getting a little bit of that too. I think that's why they want to bring Canada in as a 51st state so they can do like everybody else does, treat you as an underdog, treat you as an unaccomplished person when everything they have come from you. Everything they have come from you. Everything they have come from you. But you are portrayed as an unaccomplished person. Because everything been changed. The history books been changed. Your culture been robbed. Your names have been. Do you know this? Do you know that before they start putting people on a census, they say the 17, they was done before then, but they had to take the names off because they had indigenous names on them. Don't believe me? Do your research. So they made a law. You had to have your name changed to an American or English sounding name before you are put on the census. And I learned this from my great grandparents because we had to change our indigenous names to an American sounding name. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of what the name was, but if we changed our name, our family name, so it wouldn't appear indigenous. But we are indigenous. But you wouldn't know by the name. This is what my great grandfather did so he could appear on the census. So it's still not a descendable name because you can only go as far as him. But we don't know what it was before he changed it. The point I'm saying is this: your culture, your name, your history, all that's been taken from you. You don't even know it. You think what you're doing now, the life you're living now, is normal. You think everybody lives like this, but you don't understand why you're so disrespected. Why you disrespected is because you haven't ignored your ancestors. You have not found out who they are as a people. Because if you did, you would not be calling yourself black, Negro, African American. That's an insult to their history. Your ancestors come from all over the world. We've been here thousands of years. I found out I have a strong German line in me. Yeah, I don't know where it comes from. It's in the blood, and it's in my ease to learn the language. But when have you seen any uh, dark-skinned Germans? So that tells you one thing, that maybe at one time there were only dark-skinned Germans. Maybe at one time there was not any pale faces. When you go in the book, what's this man about the pale horse? He tells you that. I'm not making something up. He tell you, if you can read, that at one time there was no pale skinned races. This is something that our scientists created. And you can tell they created people because who would create a pointed nose, pointed chin? That's not natural looking. Anyway, I digress. Uh, the message of this audio is just to tell my people to wake up. If you sleep now, you're gonna be jarred awake. It's like you in a nightmare. You think you're in a nightmare now. Just keep following the status quo. Just keep watching TV. Just keep believing everything these people tell you, and you're really gonna be in a nightmare. Stop wasting your time. Stop allowing them to waste your time. Stop listening, taking advice from people who don't even know you. How can you advise me on anything? I mean, people, you gotta think. You haven't walked in my shoes. You don't know me like that. How can I go to you for advice? Well, we're gonna leave it right there until next time, because we don't want to leave these people who got other agendas to come on. Peace to the Moors.